What is crack-a-lackin' collectors? Collector Tyrant again today, and today I have another Funko Friday review for you. Today I'll be doing the new Lord of the Rings pops. Brand new range just came out. I believe it's the third wave of the Lord of the Rings Funko Pops. I got a gift voucher for Christmas, and I picked out 4 here today for you guys to have a look at, and I really think they're really awesome, to be honest. So if you guys want to watch this review, sit back and relax, and I'll show you guys what's inside these boxes right now. Alright guys, so we're going to open these up, but first I want to let everyone know I won't be doing a segment video on these because this is the third wave of the Lord of the Rings Funko Pop range, and I do plan to do the other 2 down the track. Now if you're new to these videos, I usually do that and I talk about the pop culture behind Lord of the Rings, do a little segment video and stuff like that, but unfortunately today I won't be doing this because this is, as I said, this is the third wave, and I feel like I'd rather say that the first wave of Lord of the Rings when I do get around to making that video. But we're going to open these up right now, but first I want to check the box out. Now, I really like the box art in this one. They've got the little scribes that comes off the ring. You know, everyone knows what the ring is. The Lord of the Ring, the one ring to rule them all. And I really like the art in that. It's a really nice colour too. So the box is actually really nice. Now, I will probably mention that I did not pick up these 2 pops here, Boromir and the Elf Queen Sorceress, because I had a voucher and I couldn't actually pick the other 2 up. So we have 4 here today, so we're going to open these up and have a look. But we're going to start with the Witch King first, I think, because he's a boss, absolute boss. I love the Witch King, and so we're going to start with this guy and show you guys what's inside this box. Alright guys, let's check this guy out. He is an absolute beast. Look at that big horn on the crown there, that's really epic. Really love that. Love it how they've done the details on the cloak there as well with all the fabric. You can actually feel that, the texture. It's really awesome, it really is. Well designed, very well designed. And I'm a big fan of sinister looking pops. As everyone knows, I'm not a fan of generic pops when it comes to the human looking pops. But I really like the way they've done this one. Nice colour scheme. You know, they've gone with the metallic for the crown. And they've left the face quite dark. No facial features on this guy. As I said, he's more like a shadow inside the helm there. I really love how they've done the sword here too. I really love that. That is so good. That really sort of brings out some colour there on the side there with the orange flame, because this is quite a dull looking pop, but it doesn't need much colour. As I said, it's very sinister. It's got a lot of dark colours going on here. I really like that. He's got this awesome gauntlet that he's sort of, you know, clenching his fist as a tyrant would. You can also see the boots here as well. The metal boots that they've painted silver as well. So I haven't left any detail out here on the actual pop itself. Alright, so we're going to do a head test here. The head does hit this hand here, and it will hit the other hand as well. So it can't actually turn all the way around. You could probably force it around, but it does lock there. So if you do want to pose this guy, you know, that's a pretty cool pose right there with the fist showing. Alright guys, so we're going to do a stand-up test for the Witch King, and he will stand up perfectly fine on a balanced box there. You know, you're going to have no problems. Nice flat base there for you, so all the weight gets pushed down into the model there. So it's quite a nice stance really when I think about it, but it's not going to give you too much hassle if you want to keep it outside the box. It's a very well designed pop. It just looks amazing. I really do like this guy. Alright, so we're going to move on to another one now. Alrighty, so we have Legolas here. So everyone knows who Legolas is. He's this handsome elf, I guess, who's very, very good at archery. Very, very good at it, actually. He takes out a giant elephant, or I can't remember what they call him in the movie, but that's a really good scene. I'll have to show you that in a little clip. But everyone knows who Legolas is, and everyone knows that I'm not a big fan of generic pops, but I looked at this guy and I thought to myself, they've done a really good job on the pop itself. But we're not going to waste any more time here. I'm going to get inside the box and show you guys what's inside. Alright, so here we have Legolas. Got that really cool cloak he wears at the back here, along with the braids in his hair. It's got that long blonde hair, very straight hair. So that's really nice. It sort of reminds me of like the Viking pops I did a review on a few months back. But I really do like the sculpt of the hair, really well done. Alright, so here we go. We're going to have a close up here of the armour that he wears, the leather armour. Very nice details here. You can see all the details that they put inside the armour up in the chest here and on the cuffs. I really like the bow too. The bow is really well done with that little gold trim on the side there. Really well done, really nicely designed. I like the colour of the actual arrow as well, really awesome. I really do like the colour scheme of this one. I like the greens, the really earthy greens and browns that go into it. And that's what Legolas wears in the movie. So they've done a really good job, even with the ears there, you can see the little elfy ears. So as I said, guys, I'm not a big fan of generic human pops, but this one isn't too bad. It really is a good pop. All right, so we're gonna do the head test here. Now the hair does get in the way there, so he can't be posed too much. Not much. Oh wait, here we go. So the head will go that far around, but you know, if you're gonna pose him, I'm guessing, you know, sort of like something like that would be all right. Or if you're like me, I just leave mine in boxes. But the head is pretty limited when it comes to posing. All right, so Legolas standing up. He will stand up perfectly fine there on 2 feet. So all that weight gets balanced into the foot here. So if you want to take this guy outside the box, he will stand up for you. So yeah. But other than that, really nice design pop, and I definitely want to get into the next two now. I think we're going to do Gimli next because, you know, Legolas and Gimli are like besties. So we're going to do the dwarf next and see how that one goes. Alright, Gimli. Gimli is probably one of my favorite characters in Lord of the Rings. I just like his attitude. He's very blunt, honest, and very stubborn, and that is what dwarves are like. That's pretty much what they're like, guys. Everyone knows what dwarves are like if you watch Lord of the Rings or any other show that has dwarves in it. Alright, so we're gonna open this guy up and check this guy out. Alrighty, look at that. Look at this. This is a really nicely painted pop. Tons of color. I love the color of this dwarf. It really is awesome. We're gonna look at the helmet first, because that's the first thing that strikes me when we're looking at this pop. It's a very well designed pop, this one. I love the colors that are on the helm. Very cool. I love the gold trim. I love, you know, they put a bit of silver in here as well, so it's very metallic. On top you got more of like a leathery, you know, brown on top of there. I love how they've done the beard as well. That's really cool. Nice braids through here. It's got like a goatee in the middle there with the braids on the sides, so that's really cool. Now let's check his weapons out here. He's got 2 axes. He's got a small axe and a larger axe. Now unfortunately this axe looks a bit bent on my pop. It is very bent. It's, you know, as I said, if you leave it there on the beard, it'll stay up, but if I move it back, it is, as you can see, bent a bit. But that's a bit unfortunate. If we can get in here, I'll see if I can get inside here, because I don't think the head actually moves, but I haven't tested that yet. But you can see the armor in here. You get all that awesome chainmail and leather and all that. Really nice, like almost browny red, maroon, I guess. And I love that. The colors on this pop are just really epic with the, you know, the red beard and stuff like that. Works really well together. We'll take a look at the back here. That's really awesome how they've done this sort of like plated armor on the back of their helmet. Got a nice grey cape there, and he's got this sort of like a ponytail. So guys, that's Gimli. We're going to do a head test, and due to the fact that the head, you know, will hit the weapons and stuff like that, you won't get too much articulation here if you wanted to pose him. That's probably as good as you're going to get it, really. Alright, so let's see how the dwarf fares standing up. He's got some nice flat feet there for you as well, so he will stand up perfectly fine. Quite a nice pop, this one. Really striking pose. Unfortunately, as I said before, my axe was a bit bent, but nice little pose here if you guys want to keep this guy outside the box. Yeah, so that's Gimli there, guys. Nice little stunted dwarf. Actually, I want to check one thing here. I want to see his size up against another pop. Alright, so he isn't that much smaller than Legolas here. And, you know, I'm not really expecting Funko to do that, but given that he is a dwarf, it would have been cool if he's a tiny bit smaller. But that's fine, guys. I just like to go through all the details and show you guys. If you guys are expecting this guy to be a bit smaller, he isn't that much smaller. He's actually pretty much the same size, really. But anyway, we're going to leave the best last for me, because this pop that we're going to move on to now is absolutely amazing. This thing here is, I really think this is one of the best pops designed. Not in Lord of the Rings, just in Funko in general. Like, I think we're gonna open it up and I'll show you what I'm talking about here. But this is the Dunharrow King. So let's open him up and have a look, eh? Alright guys, let's check this badass out. Look at this. Look at the way they have designed this pop. We're gonna talk about this head for quite a bit, guys, because this is quite a stunning pop, the way they've designed it. I really haven't seen anything like it before when it comes to Funko products. As you can see there, like, you can actually see the skull. They made the skull full plastic, and then what they've done is they've cast like a clear plastic over the top, so you can actually see the skull inside, like this ghostly plastic form. It's really amazing, it really is. And what I love about this also, guys, is that they left the teeth bare between the plastic, so you can see the teeth popping out from the skull inside this cast. And I just love that. That is amazing. Really well done, really well designed pop, really epic. I love the crown too. They've done a lot of like bronze, like a real, almost like rusting bronze. I can't remember what the exact term of that is, but it's got this like real, like dark aqua, like rust effect. going on there. What happens to bronze, I think it is. And they've really done well with the pieces being chipped off the actual crown or helmet, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, guys, I really love that about this head. It's just amazing, amazing. Right, so let's check the body out. You can see here, you know, there's a bit of armor in there. I actually thought that was actually ribs at first, but now that I'm actually looking at it, I'm starting to realize it's actually part of the armor. Got this awesome chainmail here. You got this rusted sword, also done in the bronze. Really like that. The hands are really well done too. There's no sort of bone effect going on in the hands, but other than that, it's you know, you don't really need it. That head does all the work, I think, for this piece. We're gonna take a look at the back here. Got some really nice patterns on the cloak here, and as I said, I love that finish. It sort of runs off into this misty ghost effect, and I love that about this pulp. It's really I reckon this would really look good if it was a glow in the dark. So yeah, a glow in the dark version. This would be really awesome. They might even have one already that I don't know about. But anyway, really awesome patterns on the helmet. I've talked about all that. Just a really epic pop. This is probably the best one out of a lot, in my opinion, and probably one of the best in Lord of the Rings. And when I talk about pops in general, it's definitely something I haven't seen before. And now I'm looking at it too, they've even added the nose. I've just noticed that, like the face, like the nose. So that's really cool. That's just an epic pop. Really nice. It's just amazing design, it really is. Really, really, really good pop. Alright, so we're gonna do the head test now. Once again, seems that all these new wave of Lord of the Rings are hindered. There's just no head articulation on the pops, so you can't really pose them that well. Alright guys, so we're going to do the Dunharrow King, and he is pretty much the same as the Witch King, so he'll stand up nice and flat. As I said, he's got that flat sort of base there as a footing. So nice solid stance there if you want to keep this guy outside the box. But other than that, I think the way they designed this one really it's probably one of my favourite pops to come out of 2018, if I'm being honest. Alright guys, so this comes towards the end of my review here, where I'm going to talk about my ratings and what I think about this range and etc. Now, if you're new to these videos, I usually rate my Funko Pops out of 2 5s and then add those 2 5 scores out of 10, if that makes sense. So what I usually do is I go through my own personal collection. I usually check for any defects, stuff like that, and then I rate that out of 5, and then I go through Funko's efforts on how they design the pops for this range and the characters and stuff like that. I then combine those 2 scores together out of 10, if that makes sense. Alright, so we're going to talk about my own personal collection here. There's only one real problem I actually have in my personal collection, and that is the axe right here on Gimli is a bit bent. So it should sit more like that, but it sort of folds back into the, you know, it's sort of bent. So a bit of hot water will fix that. So it's not too much of a big issue. There's no chipping or scrapings on any of these pieces here. Righto guys, so that is a 4.5 out of 5. So as I said before, the only thing I had problems with was the axe. And everything else is painted very well. There's no oversprays or paint chips on these pieces here, straight from the box. So yeah, 4.5 out of 5. So we're going to move on to my next rating here. And I'm going to give you guys some pans of the actual pieces in front of you while I talk about this. As for the range, guys, I have to say they've done a really, really good job on these Lord of the Rings characters. I honestly have to say that, you know, as generic human characters, well, in this case, an elf and a dwarf, I do not mind these 2 characters. Gimli, we'll start with Gimli first. I do like the design of this one. As I said, I'm a massive fan of Vikings and stuff like that, and dwarves are very Viking-esque. And as I said, he's probably one of my favorite characters from the movie. And I really think they did this piece justice. You know, he looks like the actual character. They've represented the colours on Gimli really well. You know, he looks like he does in the movie. And I just love that beard, guys. It sets him apart from other generic human-looking characters. So I'm really happy to have this guy in my collection. Alright, so for Legolas, I really think he's really well designed. I really wish they gave him blue eyes, because in the movie he has these real blue eyes. And Funko does do that for some characters. They represent the eyes on those characters the way they look in the movies and stuff like that. So I reckon blue eyes for this guy would have been really cool. And as I said, everyone knows I like different color eyes on my pops and stuff like that, especially when it comes to the generic human characters, because it just gives them a bit more of a different look, and I like that. But other than that, they've done everything well. They've done the armor well, they've done the braids in the hair, they've done the ears. He's got those pointy ears and stuff like that, so he's really cool. I really do like this pop. Alright, so we're going to move on to my 2 favourite pops right here, and that is the 2 kings, the Ghost King and the Witch King. Now, I have to say, the Witch King is well designed. I really, really like this guy. I like the way they've done the texture in the cloak and stuff. You can tell it's made from that really gritty fabric, and it just looks amazing. I really like the way they've done the sword as well. You know, that sword just gives it a bit more pop when it comes to color, because it is lacking color. So that sword does give sort of a focus point on the actual piece itself. I like the way they've done the metallics. It's not too bright. It's perfect. It's almost like a gun metal gray, I guess, and it really gives it that sort of dark, sinister look without it being too shiny, if that makes sense. I really do enjoy this pop. I really do like it. I just have a thing for anything that looks chaotic when it comes to anything from pop culture. But I have to talk about the other king here, and that is the Dunharrow King. And I wasn't a big fan of this character in the movie, but the pop is absolutely amazing. The way they've done this pop, it's almost like a hologram. The way they've sculpted that skull and they put that cast of clear plastic over the head just makes it look so ghostly. And I really hope they start doing more stuff like this in the future. Really using their technology and making really interesting pops. I honestly think this is probably one of the best pops they've made in general for a long time when it comes to the aesthetics of the actual pop itself. And I just really like the design of it. I can't say that enough. It is a really, really striking pop. Alright guys, so there we have it. I'd have to say that Funko has done a really good job on these Lord of the Rings pops. And for the efforts that they've given, I'd have to give this a 5 out of 5. The third wave range is just amazing. It really is. And that Dunharrow King is just amazing pop. As I said before, I keep saying that, but yes, they're just really good. So if we add those two together, that's going to be a 9.5 out of 10. Really good efforts from Funko there. My personal collection was really good and no defects. So that's it guys, that's going to conclude the review here today. If you really enjoyed the review, you want to leave a like, totally your choice. If you liked it enough to stick around, if you want to subscribe, once again, totally your choice. Alright guys, so we're going to leave it there today, and hopefully you guys enjoyed. And for you collectors out there, keep on collecting, and I'll see you in the next one.